The Krogan. With a history as bloody as their fists, this battle-minded species has a rich reputation for both starting wars and ending them, but more likely the former. But let's not spoil the whole story here. Sit back, relax, and maybe grab a hard hat, because it's finally time to delve into the society of chaos known as the Krogan. The Krogan are tall, bipedal creatures with a head jutting out of their front, rather than the top like most humanoid species. The head houses a pair of eyes situated in such a way that allows each individual to see 240 degrees around them, allowing accurate awareness of one's surroundings. They also each have a hump, which is used to store nutrients and fluids similar to camels on Earth. Krogan are a vicious and extremely hardy race. Having spent millennia living in the harsh environment of their home planet of Tuchanka, the Krogan have evolved to take on virtually any form of physical abuse with ease. This is aided by their system of redundant organs, meaning if one of their organs fails or is injured, there is simply a backup that takes over, allowing the damaged tissue time to heal with minimal loss of performance. This, combined with the typical Krogan toughness, heavily contributes to the Krogan lifespan, which will typically exceed around 1,000 years. Combine that with the fact that females can potentially give birth to 1,000 children in the span of a year, and suddenly the Krogan are everywhere. As if those characteristics weren't enough to make most enemies flee in terror, Krogan also possess an ability known as Blood Rage. A warrior can voluntarily enter this state, which lowers inhibitions and mental control, but completely eliminates the user's ability to feel pain. This paves the way for berserk-style attacks where the Krogan in question will fight to the death without reservations. Krogan history has been touched upon in previous weeks, and it's no coincidence. The Krogan have affected the galaxy as a whole in such a calamitous way that most, if not all other species have been forced to become involved in some way. In the beginning, the Krogan homeworld of Tuchanka was a lush garden world, though still harsh by most species standards, and the Krogan themselves were a successful planet-wide society. However, once they entered the industrial age, things began to go rapidly downhill. Up until this point, Tuchanka's bitter conditions kept the Krogan population in check, but once they began to go industrial, they were able to counteract the effects of their environment, resulting in a rapid boom of their numbers. Before long, resources dwindled, and the Krogan began to fight amongst themselves for said resources. Fights became battles, battles became full-scale wars, and before long, nuclear war ravaged the planet, leaving it a virtually lifeless husk. The remaining Krogan were forced to live in these conditions, culturally stagnating and taking to forming a primitive clan-based society for 2,000 years. At this point, the Solarians found the Krogan and culturally uplifted them through gifts of advanced technology, including the Shroud, which was a device that allowed for repairs to Tuchanka's recently corrupted atmosphere. The Solarians did this in order to indirectly enlist the aid of the Krogan in the ongoing war against Arachni, as the other races weren't able to viably fight back on their own. This plan worked, however not without consequences. Uplifting the Krogan allowed them to once again begin reproducing at full capacity, and once the war ended, they began to spread unchecked across the galaxy, attacking inhabited worlds to claim as their own. At this point, the Solarians came up with a genophage, which limited Krogan birth rates to 1 in 1,000. Distributed by the Turians with the use of the Shroud, the Krogan population rapidly began to decline, effectively stopping their relentless galaxy-wide takeover. Despite what we know about the Krogan, some may find it surprising that the Krogan possessed a loose government system before the time of the Krogan rebellions. Krogan could rise the ranks and earn titles as a power status, where one example of this would be Overlord Kridak, who instigated the rebellion against the Citadel Council. Since the dispersal of the genophage, it is rare for a single Krogan to have so much power, and the Overlord title is rarely seen. Due to the sheer aggression of the Krogan, it prevents a true government from forming, due to obedience not really being their thing. Even in the ancient times, Krogan were territorial, confrontational and untrusting, and that hasn't changed for their entire history. However, the genophage may have served to intensify these traits, as it resulted in many Krogan abandoning their homes and clans and looking for work as mercenaries. Due to their tough nature, most were hired easily, even if it was just for intimidation purposes. Thanks to this, many Krogan continued to move to mercenary work, as they'd come to prefer the simple life of looking forward to nothing but the next paycheck. Krogan are without a doubt a warlike race. Violence is frequently the answer for them, with many arguments being settled by headbutting the opposing party. It even spreads to their language, as one of the biggest insults a Krogan can give is to say someone is not worth killing. It's worth mentioning that unless otherwise specified, all Krogan mentioned up until this point have been male. This is because Krogan females generally stay on the homeworld. This is mostly due to the genophage. There weren't many females to begin with, but after the fact many of them became infertile. As a result, most females have taken to forming clans amongst themselves, whilst males from other clans sent envoys to determine who is worthy to make an attempt at reproduction. An important aspect of Krogan culture involves ritual. The rite of passage occurs when a Krogan is coming of age, and usually involves a test of combat in some form. Other rites occur at different times in a Krogan's life, such as birth or the first time encountering an enemy. The rites are initiated for a clan shaman, a Krogan of either gender who has committed his or her life to the cause, for a gauntlet of separate rites. In other words, you've got to take a bunch of rites before you can give the rites. Suffice it to say, the Krogan really like rites. The Krogan are remarkable from a distance. Let's put it this way, most would rather watch them go into battle than to have one with them. At least when it comes to the males. The females seem to keep the balance between brains and brawn. You know that old saying, behind every great man is a woman shaking her head. Almost seems like that saying was written specifically for Krogan. Notable members associated with the Krogans are the very popular Urdnot Rex and Grunt. So just so that sticks, here's a little bonus clip.
Shepard.
Grunt.
Shepard.
Rex.
Commander Shepard. Shepard.
Rex. Grunt.
Shepard. Shepard.
Rex and Grunt had some hilarious lines within the trilogy, and are the two Krogan squadmates that can be a part of Shepard's team, regarding your Shepard wasn't a satanic murderous renegade, that is.
I know what you did.
And based off of Tucker's recent Mass Effect Paragon Lost video, my last representative of the race goes to Brood, a blood pact foe turned friend after James Vega gave him a chance at redemption for his sins on the colony of Phil Prime. So what do you think of the Krogan? Endearing? Terrifying? Maybe a bit of both? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, it would be great of you to show your support by giving this video a like. And if you are a lover of the Mass Effect franchise and want nothing more than to watch Mass Effect videos, then why not subscribe to the channel also. But until next time, have a great day everyone. Goodbye.